So, hello there, everyone, and welcome to another Out of the Theater review. I am joined by one fucked up goddamn horror picture, and we are here, we are just out of the theater for Ty West, and let's throw Mia Goth's name on there, EP, Mia Goth, for MAXXXINE.
MAXXXINE. With 3 X's.
With 3 X's, because
important distinction.
There's some tits in this.
Yeah.
A little bit of background, since we do that a little bit. We have seen X.
Yes.
Which I really liked.
I thought it was great.
We really like fun. X. We have not seen Pearl.
No, I think I've seen plenty of outtakes of Pearl, though, to get the gist of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I get it. There is a very interesting scarecrow scene in the movie.
She does fuck the scarecrow. That is the one thing I know about that film.
Well, her monologue at the end.
Oh yeah, that shot of her crying.
Yeah, that's a very big female rage thing.
She's a great actor,
which is incredible. Yeah, she's a phenomenal.
Did this movie
actress.
fill you with the feminine rage that you were looking for?
Yeah, that first kill.
Yeah.
Or not, it's not even a kill. That first
Yeah. It's like the end of Freaks.
I don't know what that is.
Oh.
Apologies.
That's okay. for all my horror hounds out there, Freaks.
No, there is some cock and ball torture in this.
Some cock and ball torture. There's some
for weak men. You may not want to see it. Yeah.
I don't think weak men would like this movie. No. I really liked this movie.
This movie was
because
great.
I'm a strong man and I'm an ally.
Yeah, that's fair.
Go ahead, talk about MAXXXINE.
I thought it was beautifully done. It's not. If you really liked X for the slasher horror aspect, do not expect that going into this film. It is not a slasher horror. It is more of a mystery noir with
It is a
gory
giallo
elements.
Movie for all my horror hounds.
There you
giallo.
go.
Usually in Italian. Noir, thriller, slashers.
Yeah.
Think like
I know I've seen one.
You know Malignant?
That we'd had that conversation when we watched that movie.
That's James Wan's tribute to giallo.
Yeah.
This is, and that's what I think is really, really strong about. It makes me want to watch Pearl more. Is I knew going into this that these 3 movies, while being the same story, are completely different movies from each other.
Yeah.
X is a straight up 70s slasher. There's a joke in this movie of them calling it the Texas Porn Star Massacre.
Yeah, that really got a good giggle
fucking
out of me.
Hilarious.
That was really fun. It was on a newspaper clipping with the house. That was really good.
I don't know what kind of movie Pearl is because I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I've heard it's a lot looser horror than the rest of them. This movie is a neo-noir thriller kind of mystery movie.
Yeah.
With horror elements. It's awesome.
I think they do a really good job at driving that vibe home because the movie takes place in 1985.
This movie is Hollywood as fuck.
Hollywood as fuck, but they're always calling back to the Night Stalker.
Yeah. Which
is very, very fun. Especially for anyone who has any knowledge, pre-knowledge.
We don't see his face in this movie.
No, they don't show his face. Yeah. They do show his back.
Yeah, we see him from behind.
He looks, how we would expect him to look.
Hair's a little short, but that's okay.
Can any of us tell? No, I thought it was done very, very well. I think all of the performances in it. I mean, even down to Halsey's 3-minute screen time.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I could have used a little bit more of her.
I would like more of her.
I loved that she wasn't masking her accent.
No, that's what she
sounds like. She's from Long Island, I think.
Yeah.
It sounds great. Walking around with her hands out like
She's
this.
fine.
It's incredible. Yeah, she is. With the shorn hair.
There's a lot of good-looking women in this movie.
A lot of good-looking women in this movie.
Mia fucking Goth.
She's a gorgeous woman.
She is incredible in this movie. I think she's incredible in X.
Yeah.
I can't comment on Pearl again, but this is such a more lived-in, deep, just powerful performance from her. And she owns the shit out of this movie.
Yeah.
Her and Ty West worked together to write this screenplay.
Oh yeah.
This is her movie, and this movie breathes and has the same heartbeat as Mia Goth. And she's kind of the only character that matters. Now there's a lot of other really good performances around her. Kevin Bacon's fucking awesome in this movie.
Kevin Bacon's great.
Giancarlo Esposito. Fucking awesome.
Lord. Do you know that whole movie I was thinking that was Ethan Hawke?
No, it's not.
No, it's not. That's Kevin Bacon.
That's Kevin Bacon.
The whole movie, I was like, where's Kevin Bacon? And now it makes so much more sense.
No, not
Ethan Hawke. He looks so weird,
Yeah.
with the bandage and stuff, and I was like, that doesn't look like Ethan Hawke.
Did I get
now
that? That's
I know
Kevin
why.
Bacon?
That's Kevin
Did I
Bacon.
get that? Now I'm questioning
you're
myself.
Right.
Okay.
That's definitely him.
That's Kevin
now
Bacon.
That you're saying it.
Got it.
Giancarlo Esposito's performance in this movie was outstanding.
He's having a fucking blast.
He is having the best time of his life playing this angry, murdering agent, and it's wonderful.
With the whole fucking scenery, just the whole set and everything in his fucking mouth.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's
He's
wonderful.
awesome.
That hairpiece they have him in is atrocious.
He's so fucking funny.
Though. It's so
He's
fun.
so awesome in this movie.
I think the costuming was really, really well. Lily Collins, also really good
Great little performance, yep.
She had a really good couple minutes. That was really cute. Because I don't want to give it away, but the villain, his accent was driving me crazy.
Was it really?
Yeah, I was like, you sound crazy.
Yeah, and he is fucking crazy.
Yeah, he is fucking crazy. But I thought it was really done. It was very Dust Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was very Dust Bowl, like hers, but
Yeah.
not as. I don't know. She seems to have lost that.
Well, it's also I think that's an American actor doing that character.
Absolutely.
Where,
Mia
again,
Goth is.
you have to cover the sound of her sounding like a cartoon rat, so her voice, her accent is much different and much deeper.
Give her some credit. She's a mouse.
She's fucking awesome.
A mouse.
I love
not
her
a rat.
voice, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She has a wonder. It's very.
If you've
very
never heard what she
interesting.
actually sounds like, please go find a video of Mia Goth just talking.
Watch some of the premiere stuff from this movie. She's so adorable.
We are official members of the Mia Goth fan club. We love her so much.
Absolutely.
Mia Goth, come on the podcast. Thank you so much. I really like what this movie's talking about and what this movie's trying to tackle in terms of it's a very satanic panic movie.
Yeah.
And
it's very 80s.
Yeah.
It's very 80s.
But I think it rings true now, and I think it's a really interesting movie to come out right now with what feels like the over... they talk about the video nasties in this movie and all that kind of stuff. About kind of the censorship of things like
media
banning
in general.
books and banning TV shows and how there's this kind of war on anti-Christianity and there's this over-Christianization of America, and we see it kind of as this Hollywood kind of being this beacon of culture. It's kind of the front lines for that kind of shit. So there's a lot of talk of, the movies turning kids into Satanists and
Hollywood
witches.
Stealing your children.
Yeah, and it turns out it's all fucking projection.
Yeah.
Because, God bless you, believe what you want to believe, that's awesome, but leave people the fuck alone.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what this movie is saying, where it's these kinds of people that are the ones out there doing the bad things to try and justify their beliefs. And it's a really interesting thing to talk about for this character. Yeah,
for this character specifically and her past and everything. But I also think that there's a broader, meaning to that.
Yeah.
And it's not strictly religion, because there's the conversation about drugs in this movie.
Yeah.
There's no actual conversation about it, but it's very plainly trying to send a message there with self-medication.
And this is a character dealing with trauma,
This
obviously.
is a character dealing with intense trauma.
Yeah.
Segue. There are a few scenes where she is having flashbacks or you're watching panic attacks bubble, and it's very... I think it's done very, very well.
Yeah.
I think it's still done, for cinema, of course, but it has... It does a very good job at expressing her trauma in a way that seems natural.
Yeah, and it stays very true to her character from X, where she is a character, that is dealing with trauma, but she's also a fucking survivor.
Yeah.
And she is a bad bitch.
There's a really good line from her where someone's telling her, she's like, well, you should help me save the next girl.
Yeah.
And
save
she's
your
like,
fucking self.
She was like, maybe she should try and save herself. I did.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's an incredible line.
She's such a powerful character and such an interesting character.
And there's a scene where her new boss is telling her, she's like, you need to squash whatever's going on in your life so you can focus on this. And she's like, I intend to. And then fucking does it. Awesome. And it's so great.
And I think there's something to be said about the ending of this movie, and if you see it, you'll kind of understand where I'm going with this, is there's something to say about a group of radical Christians telling this woman what to do with her body and what to do in terms of no, this is your purpose, this is what I want you to do. And she's like, well, that's not, it's not her choice, and making a spectacle out of her for it.
Right.
And there's certainly something to be said for that. At least that's how I read it.
The witch we can't control.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is essentially what it's saying.
So I think this movie is so intelligently written. I think X is also really intelligently written.
Yeah.
Ty West is not someone that is going to try and hide themes from you. Mm-hmm. This movie kind of tells you what it's about, and I think sometimes you have to say that shit out loud. And that's totally fine. This is a movie that is saying, we have always been, nothing changes. Everything we're staying the same. The things that are happening now happened in the fucking 80s. They happened in the 90s. They happened in the 50s. There's a lot of kind of that 80s nostalgia for the 50s in this movie. It's just history repeating itself,
Yeah.
The whole thing of history doesn't repeat itself, it rhymes. No, it fucking repeats itself. It's...
I cannot agree with that, but I do understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
There are patterns.
Absolutely.
For sure. And there are patterns that we're going to see until, the fall of democracy, which happens about every 200 years from a historian
stay tuned for that for all my Americans out there.
Think about the birthday we just celebrated yesterday.
Yeah. Back to MAXXXINE. It's fucking awesome.
Done.
I think you should go see it.
Go see it. I think it's beautiful. I think it does deserve to be seen in theaters.
It is beautiful. It is
wonderful to look at. There is, I will preface, sensory issues. Anyone with sensory issues, there is there's some flashing lights. With flashing lights.
It is violent. It is graphic. You see the violence happen. It's not hiding it from you. It's not as violent as X.
It's not as violent as X, and it's not dense. There's only 4 scenes that I can think of off the top of my head that made me squirm.
Yeah.
And those are the only 4 scenes in the movie that I think can be considered gore.
Yeah. There's also not a lot of nudity in this movie.
No, thankfully.
We were just talking about how it's we didn't see Mia Goth's tits in this movie.
Yeah, we did.
You do. It's a flashback.
But it's something you've already seen, so it doesn't matter.
So you know what? Cool. I think that was something that people might have been going in expecting, and that's not this movie.
Yeah, more naked Mia Goth, which is not what this movie is.
Just more naked ladies in general.
Yeah.
But there's more naked dudes in this movie than naked ladies.
No, it's equal.
Okay.
Her friend in the beginning.
Oh, yeah. So, we liked it.
Yeah.
You should go see it. Go support it. It's awesome. It's great. I don't know what else to say other than it's great.
It's wonderful.
So,
Deserves, awards.
It does. I think Mia Goth's fucking awesome in it, and she is officially a horror icon at this point.
Absolutely.
We're claiming this movie for the horror community. Thank you so much.
It is. I think it was it was promoted as a horror movie.
It's a horror
movie.
Yeah. So. Don't know what we're seeing. We're seeing Longlegs next. That's next Friday. And next weekend is also our Comic Encyclopedia episode on Abe Sapien.
Abe Sapien.
which we did just watch Hellboy: The Golden Army to prep for it.
Yeah. And
so
we're gonna go watch the first one because I want to go watch it again.
Hell yeah.
Because those are really fun movies.
Yeah, you want to fuck that fish guy.
We'll talk about that on the podcast.
Follow us on all of our social medias at Books vs. Blockbuster on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, all that kind of stuff. And follow our Letterboxd where you can find my 4-star review of MAXXXINE. At WolfmanBE Pro, at Nikki Brew 11.
Yes. I have not done mine yet. So.
We love you all very much. Kinda, sorta. We're feeling it out a little bit. You know, we'll get there. Have a great day. Drink your water and pass out love. Why the fuck not? Mwah! Oh!